Hi, I'm Muhammed, I'm Hamdan, and this is Nightline, and here are the top stories. PM calls for stronger English skills, faster reforms in schools. And government, Razak Baginda, ordered to pay 9 million ringgit to Altan Tuya's family. Good morning. We begin with this headlining story. The Prime Minister has urged all ministries and relevant agencies to refine the approval process for Government Information and Communication Technology ICT projects through a holistic enterprise architecture approach. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also the Finance Minister, said this approach should consider cross-agency collaboration, infrastructure sharing, as well as data, information and service integration, in line with the government's commitment to prudent spending. The directive was issued after chairing the National Digital Economy and Fourth Industrial Revolution Council meeting, which reviewed the latest progress reports on the country's transformation agenda. In his social media post late Wednesday, Anwar said he emphasized to the ministries and agencies involved that they must adhere to the set implementation timeline to ensure that the outcomes of such initiatives fully benefit the people. One of the updates presented at the meeting was the completed Wi-Fi upgrade at University Malaya, University Sains Islam Malaysia and University Malaysia Perlis, with further improvements set to be expanded to 13 public institutions of higher learning, 24 polytechnic institutions and 43 community colleges. On another matter, Anwar has urged for the immediate implementation of initiatives to improve English proficiency among students. He emphasized that current methods of carrying out policies related to the matter should be revised and expedited.
Itu keputusan kita 2023 akan dirangka tahun 2024, akan diputuskan 2025, akan dimulakan rancangan test ataupun ujian 26, 2027 dijalankan peringkat awal, 28 baru dapat cuba dilaksanakan. Tak boleh lagi dah. Perencanaan begitu itu perencanaan lama.
He was speaking at the Finance Ministry's monthly assembly in Putrajaya on Wednesday. In 2023, Anwar called for higher English proficiency levels among students from 2024, while stressing that the government would not compromise on the status of the Malay language as the national language. In response, the Education Ministry introduced the English Language Education Empowerment Plan, aimed at strengthening English language education among students through improved oral communication and advanced reading skills. In the meantime, for the National Union of the Teaching Profession, NUTP, two areas require attention to enhance students' English proficiency: specialized training courses for teachers and improvement in learning infrastructure.
In the short term, we recommended specialized training courses for English language teachers to ensure they can deliver a curriculum effectively. Additionally, the improvement of learning infrastructure is a key factor in enabling teachers to implement their curriculum more effectively.
For UITM's Professor Dr. Parmjit Singh, he believes that the key factor in enhancing students' proficiency is to ensure that teachers have a good command of the language.
One of the reasons that it was not successful at that time because the teachers were not prepared to teach in English. That was the main criteria. Then because when we implemented PPSMI, the teachers were ready after 3 to 4 years. We must have the teachers, and I strongly believe that we have local talent to overcome this problem.
Parents and students have backed the Prime Minister's call and also stressed on the importance of having a good command over the language.
English as a language is spoken by a lot of people out there, And I think it's a good thing for our student, especially our student in Malaysia, to have a good grasp or command over English language, as in the future it could assist them whenever they are trying to study abroad, or even for those who are living in a tourism heavy area, it could actually assist them with communicating with the tourists.
Yes, I do believe that English proficiency is important because some subjects are taught in English, and when we understand those terms, we are able to understand the subject itself and learn much more about it.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said the proposal to streamline several government agencies to address the issue of overlapping functions will be presented at the Cabinet meeting soon. Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, said the matter needs to be brought to the attention of the Cabinet first before a decision can be made. On September 3rd last year, Anwar said the government had established the Secretariat for the Rationalisation of Federal Statutory Bodies to address the issue of overlapping functions and to save funds.
Mantan KSP itu Aziz saya telah tugaskan untuk memberi beberapa usul untuk menyeragamkan beberapa agensi dan dibawa untuk KSN, dan akan saya putuskan setelah dibentangkan ke mesyuarat Jemaah Menteri dalam masa singkat.
Anwar added that government agencies are not allowed to establish companies under them without approval at the highest level, as a large number of such companies have recorded losses.
Kerana ribuan saya cakap ni yang mencatat kerugian besar, tetapi memutuskan untuk membatalkan itu bukan kemudah.
He also urged the public service machinery to think and act fast to drive the country's growth. On another note, the Prime Minister wants the use of the federal government electronic receipt system, iPayment, to be expanded to all federal ministries and departments by March. He emphasized the need to implement the system without delay to ensure the public can promptly benefit from its enhancements and streamlined services.
Saya percaya unjuran kita untuk melaksanakan menyempurnakan keseluruhannya bulan April itu boleh dipercepatkan. Jadi bulan Ramadan minggu pertama kita tumpu hal ini supaya selesai.
The system supports payments via debit and credit cards, online banking, QR codes and e-wallets. Now, despite the recent executive order signed by US President Donald Trump to once again normalize the use of plastic straws, Malaysia remains committed to zero single-use plastics. Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nick Ahmad said Malaysia will also have its own policy to guide the people on the usage of single-use plastics.
Itu saya ingat adalah pilihan masing-masing punya negara, tetapi bagi Malaysia dasar kita ke arah sifar penggunaan plastik sekali guna, tetapi kita juga tahu ada banyak sektor yang kadang-kadang misalnya perubatan yang mana kita susah nak elakkan penggunaan plastik sekali guna.
The minister spoke to the media after launching the Forgotten Stripes Tapir launch and exhibition at Inti International College in Subang Jaya, Selangor on Wednesday. Under the 13th Malaysia Plan, his ministry is planning to study the feasibility of having a national-level legislation to tackle plastic waste pollution. He said current laws and enforcement of plastic waste pollution exist only at the state or local authority levels. On Monday, Trump signed an executive order aimed at encouraging the US government and consumers to buy plastic drinking straws, pushing back efforts by his predecessor to phase out single-use plastics and tackle waste. In Selangor, the Shah Alam High Court on Wednesday ordered the government and political analyst Abdul Razak Baginda to each pay some 9.4 million ringgit to the family of murdered Mongolian model Altantuya Sharibu. However, the court granted an oral application to delay the execution of the ruling. Judicial Commissioner M. Sumati ruled for the payment totaling 9.4 million ringgit, including interest, to be settled within 30 days into the account of Altan Tuya's father, Sharibu Setev, from the date of the order on Wednesday. Sumati also ruled that the government and Abdul Razak must each pay 25,000 ringgit in costs to Sharibu. On December 16, 2022, Shah Alam High Court Judge Datuk Wazir Alamaidin Mira ordered all defendants to jointly pay 5 million ringgit in damages to the deceased family, along with 25,000 ringgit in costs after being found liable for her death. In addition to the Malaysian government and Abdul Razak, 2 former Special Actions Unit officers, Chief Inspector Azila Hadri and Corporal Sirul Azhar Umar, were also named as defendants in the lawsuit. On August 29th last year, Altan Tuya's family filed a bankruptcy notice against Abdul Razak as a judgment debtor. The notice came after he failed to pay the court-ordered damages, including interest, totaling over 9.2 million ringgit to the family, as ruled by the High Court in 2022. The Employees Provident Fund, EPF, is well positioned to declare higher dividends for 2024, buoyed by the recovery in both global and domestic markets. The fund has benefited from improved market conditions, a stronger ringgit, and higher returns from fixed income assets.
For the first 9 months of last year, the EPF has delivered 20% growth in their gross investment income. At the same time, global equities has performed well last year, where major markets in the US has increased by double-digit pace. Malaysia's OPR has also remained stable at 3%, suggesting income from fixed income and money market instruments is likely to contribute positively to the EPF's income. As such, we can expect a dividend rate for 2024 to be better than 2023.
Some firms are projecting a higher dividend rate of between 5.8 and 6.2%. The rates could be the highest in the last 3 years. For 2023, the total payout for conventional accounts was 50.33 billion ringgit and 7.48 billion ringgit for Sharia savings. The highest EPF dividend payout in the last 10 years was in 2017, with the dividend rate for the conventional scheme set at 6.9% and the Sharia scheme at 6.4%. Over the past decade, EPF has delivered a dividend rate above 6% 5 times, including in 2014 at 6.75%, 2015 at 6.4%, 2018 at 6.15%, and 2021 at 6.1% for the conventional scheme. The EPF has an estimated 16 million members, including 8.5 million who are actively contributing.
DeepSeek, a rising artificial intelligence powerhouse from China, has shaken the global AI market by offering its services for free. But beneath the surface of its accessibility lies a deeper concern. Who controls the data and what are the risks? For the second episode, Nightline's Nurin Razmin continues to investigate DeepSeek's connections to privacy concerns and possibility of data security threats.
DeepSeek has quickly gained global attention as a powerful AI rival to OpenAI and Google. But experts warn that its free access may come at a hidden cost: the collection and potential misuse of user data. Security analysts have also suggested that DeepSeek's AI models could be gathering vast amounts of information from users worldwide, and countries like Australia and South Korea have already banned DeepSeek from government devices, citing security risk.
I have known that some countries have even restricted and to the extent banned DeepSeek due to the fears that user data could be accessed by foreign government, or can be sold the information to the third party or hacking purposes, or maybe AI developer could manipulate AI responses for the misinformation.
Beyond data security, some experts warn that DeepSeek could be used as a tool for spreading state-approved narratives. AI chatbots and search engines can be programmed to filter or prioritize information, subtly shaping what users see and believe.
AI also can be used to spread propaganda or even deepfake content, making it harder to trust online information. So this is what I think any countries or any government need to work on the proper and comprehensive regulations to handle such advanced AI models, not just limited to DeepSeek only, but to the rest of the model as well. And also for the individual, AI, yes, will help us in some way, yes, correct, but we need to check the fact that it shouldn't be relied on the AI-generated models 100%.
DeepSeek has denied any manipulation of its responses, stating that it aims to be a neutral AI platform. However, without independent audit or regulatory oversight, concerns still remain. Could this be the beginning of AI-driven information warfare? For now, the debate rages on. Nurin Razmin for Nightline, TV3.
Malaysia falls to Hong Kong in opener. Sports action from the Asia Championship after this breather.
Kalau semua ejen dah pakai Iris, Mata perlukan saya lagi ke?
Kenapa semangat sangat nak kejar aku sampai sini?
Semua rimau aku serang, aku masih boleh tendang. Kalau nampak jangan jengang, kalau kacau benang kami nanti dengar gendang perang. Lepas lawan yang di sini lawan yang sebelah. Kita jaga kita.
Yang.
Korang tunggu sampai cerai aku buat.
You nak satu dunia tahu ke yang you kahwin dengan maid kita dalam rumah ni?
Kalau Datin dengan Lisa tahu, mati dia kena kerjakan.
Akad yang terlindung, Isnin hingga Khamis 10 malam di Samarinda TV3.
Daun cinta luruh tanpa arah.
Siaran langsung dari lokasi baharu Studio 1 Balai Berita.
MHI membawakan topik-topik menarik untuk anda.
Dalam keriangan bersama keluarga di taman tema air atau hiburan, keselamatan diri jadi keutamaan.
Jika ingin sewakan rumah, buatlah persediaan supaya tidak menjadi mangsa kepada penyewa bermasalah.
Tak boleh rota pelajar, apakah cara terbaik untuk didik disiplin di sekolah?
Juga soal wang, ketahui cara untuk menguruskan hutang lapuk.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif ditonton juga di TV3.
Rasai vibrasi nada rasa 10 panelis anugerah juara lagu 39 dengan mendapatkan tiket di www.wowtix.com.my atau imbas kod QR berikut. Kalau takut sold out, beli tiket sekarang. Hidupkan nada rasa di malam anugerah juara lagu 39 secara langsung di Axiata Arena Ahad 16 Februari 9 malam, eksklusif di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton. Terangkat rasa.
We're back with sports. Badminton, the 2025 Asia Mixed Team Championship. The national team got off to a losing start after going down 2-3 to Hong Kong in the opening Group B match in Qingdao, China on Wednesday. Mixed doubles pair Hu Pangron, Cheng Su-yin failed to get the ball rolling for Malaysia when they went down 21-17, 17-21, 11-21 to Tang Chunman, Ng Ziyao in 59 minutes. Women's singles shuttler Kayla Channa salvaged some hope for the team when she levelled the tie at 1-1 after defeating Salani Samir by Mehta 21-18, 21-18 in the second match. However, hopes of men's singles shuttler Justin Ho putting Malaysia ahead were dashed when he lost 19-21, 16-21 to world number 21 Lee Chiuk-yu. World number 48 women's doubles pair Teo Mei Sing, Go Pei Ki had to beat world number 13 Yong Na Ting, Yong Pui Lam to keep Malaysia's chances alive in the tie, but they found it tough against a higher-ranked duo and went down 17-21, 14-21. With Hong Kong having already sewn up the tie at 3-1, men's doubles duo Man Wei Chong T Kai Wun defeated Hung Kwei Chun Liu Chun Wai 21-13, 21-11 to make the scoreline more respectable. The national team must now beat Indonesia on Thursday to keep their hopes of making to the last 8 alive. Football now, the English FA Cup. Nottingham Forest survived a huge scare to beat 10-men Exeter City on penalties after a 2-2 draw on Tuesday, setting up an All-Premier League fifth-round clash against Ipswich. Third-tier side Exeter stunned the Premier League club by taking a fifth-minute lead through Josh Magennis after keeper Carlos Miguel fumbled Dimitri Mitchell's effort. Just 10 minutes later, Forest's Ramon Sosa levelled with a shot that deflected off keeper Joe Whitworth. The visitors drew strength from the equaliser, with Taiwo Awoniyi putting Forest ahead in the 37th minute when he curled in a low shot. Exeter, however, refused to give up and equalised 5 minutes after the restart, when Magennis' shot went in after taking a deflection off Willy Bowley. The hosts held on to send the game to penalties after a goalless extra time. Forest Chris Wood, Morgan Gibbs-White and Elliot Anderson each scored from the penalty spot, with Nico Williams finishing off the extended match with the final kick, securing a 4-2 victory. On to tennis, the 2025 Marseille Open. China's Zhang Zhizhen edged out Quentin Alice to reach the second round of the ATP 250 event on Tuesday. Last year's quarter-finalist Zhang comfortably took the first set 6-3 before 28-year-old Frenchman Alice bounced back to win the second set 7-6. World number 52 Zhang, however, fought his way back into the match, claiming a 7-6 victory in the third set. Poland's world number 20 Hubert Hurkacz awaits him in the second round. Former Bangladesh government behind possible crimes against humanity. The details when Nightline returns.
Sama ada awak sudi jadikan saya ni imam seumur hidup awak ke tidak?
Dia boleh ukur aku. Dia nak sebar gambar dengan video kami berdua dekat isteri.
I akan masuk campur sebab I sayangkan Dewi. I tak nak you aniaya dia.
Tak sangka orang garang macam bos tu lemah dengan perempuan.
Jadikan Aku Bidadari setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat 7 malam di Akasia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton. Welcome back. In a shocking report, the United Nations on Wednesday said the former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government was possibly behind crimes against humanity as it strived to hold on to power last year. UN human rights investigators accused the deposed government of a brutal response to mass opposition last year, in which they said up to 1,400 people had been killed, mostly by security forces.
There are reasonable grounds to believe that officials of the former government, its security and intelligence apparatus, together with violent elements associated with the former ruling party, committed serious and systematic human rights violations. These include hundreds of extrajudicial killings, extensive arbitrary arrest and detention, and torture and ill treatment, including of children, as well as gender-based violence.
The team said an official policy to attack and violently repress anti-government protesters had also been directed by political leaders and senior security officials. It also found patterns of security forces deliberately and impermissibly killing or maiming protesters, including incidents where people were shot at point-blank range. The unrest began as student-led protests against quotas in civil service jobs and escalated into a countrywide movement to oust Hasina and her Awami League party following a deadly police crackdown. Thousands more were injured in the worst violence Bangladesh has seen since its War of Independence in 1971. Israel on Wednesday has threatened to resume intense fighting in Gaza if captives are not released this weekend, while Hamas insists it remains committed to the ceasefire deal and accuses Israel of violating it. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said if Hamas does not return the hostages by noon on Saturday, the ceasefire will end and the IDF will resume intense fighting until Hamas is decisively defeated. His threat echoed that of US President Donald Trump, who said hell would break loose if Hamas failed to release all Israeli captives by Saturday. Meanwhile, a Hamas official said the captives could be brought home only if the ceasefire was respected, dismissing the language of threats by Trump. On another note, North Korean state media has accused the US of slaughter and robbery on Wednesday over President Trump's proposed plan to occupy the Gaza Strip and expel its population of more than 2 million Palestinians. In a commentary, it stated that the world is now boiling like a porridge pot over the US's bombshell declaration, adding that the White House's Gaza proposal was evidence of the US's hegemonic and invasive ambition for world dominance. North Korea has been an outspoken critic of the situation in Gaza, condemning Israel for its ruthless massacre of Palestinians and calling the US an accomplice to its crimes. Includes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as Sri Lanka's capital, Colombo, comes alive with the sounds of drums and colourful lights as crowds gather to watch majestic elephants and performers stunts on the streets. With that, I'm Muhammed. Hamdan. Thanks for watching and stay safe.